Hi everyone, welcome to our video tutorial for Project Communication Management. Project Communication Management or PCM is one of the key knowledge areas of project management. In this video, we will try to walk you through all the details about Project Communication Management, and we hope by the end of this video, you will have a good insight about this topic. Project communication management is the process of planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling communication channels and information flows within a project. It involves identifying stakeholders, determining their information needs and expectations, and developing a communication plan to ensure that information is shared effectively throughout the project. Effective project communication management ensures that stakeholders are kept informed about the project progress, risks, issues, and changes, and that they have the necessary information to make informed decisions. It also helps to establish clear expectations, reduce misunderstandings, and build trust among project team members and stakeholders. Now, let's take a look at what are the processes involved in project communication management.
First, it is important to plan communication management to outline how, when, and by whom project information will be distributed to stakeholders. Secondly, manage to follow the plan outline to ensure that the right information is delivered to the right stakeholders at the right time using the right channels. The next process will be monitoring and controlling, where project manager continuously observe the project communication activities to make sure it is following according to the communication plan. Fourth, taking corrective action to ensure that project communication stays on track and that the information being delivered to the right stakeholder at the right time is the key to succeed in meeting stakeholder expectation and addressing communication related issues in the timely manner. There are several inputs to the project communication management processes, including the project management plan, stakeholder register, organizational process assets, enterprise environmental factors, project documents.
Techniques and tools used in project communication management can be communication technology models, meetings, information management systems, and performance reporting. Now, we will discuss about the project communication management outputs.
Output and project communication management plan includes a communication plan. It outlines the method, frequency, and channels of communication between project stakeholders to ensure effective and timely communication throughout the project lifecycle. Project document updates. It involves reviewing and revising project documentation, such as project charter, scope, statement, and risk register, to reflect changes in the project requirement and deliverables. Project communication. It involves the dissemination of project information to stakeholders, including status updates, progress reports, risk mitigation strategies, and issue log. It tracks and documents project issues such as delays, project constraint, or scope change, or several as reference for resolving and mitigating issues. A stakeholder management plan. It outlines the strategies and tactics for engaging and communicating with project stakeholders, including how to identify and prioritize stakeholders and how to manage their expectations and needs. Organization process, assets, and updates. It involves incorporation knowledge and lessons learned from previous projects into the organization's project management process, tools, and templates to improve further project outcomes.
One example of a PCM technique/tool is a communication matrix, which is a table that outlines the communication requirements for each stakeholder group. It also helps project managers ensure that each stakeholder receives the information they need in a format that is suitable for their need to support the project's success.
There are more essential and effective project communication tools, including logical framework approach, result-based management, risk management, stakeholder analysis, and M&A tools, which is known for monitoring and evaluation. Logical framework approach is a tool used in the planning phase to develop a logical framework for the project. It helps to identify project objective, define the project scope, and plan activities and resource needed to achieve those objectives. Result based management is a tool used to manage project's performance and ensure that it is achieving its intended result. It focuses on outcomes and impact rather than just inputs and activities. The risk management technique helps to identify potential risks to the project and development strategies to mitigate them. It involves identifying the risk, assessing their likelihood and potential impact, and developing plans to minimize and avoid them. If the project needs an indicator for measuring progress and assess the performance against the indicator, considering using one of the monitoring and evaluation tools throughout the project life cycle to track the project. Stakeholder analysis is a very useful for you analyzing the project stakeholders, their interest, and their level of influence. The primary output of a project communication management is a project management plan, which outlines how communication will be managed throughout a project. This plan serves as a guide for project managers and team members to ensure that communication is consistent, effective, and timely. A project communication plan typically includes communication objective, which is a clear definition of communication objective of a project, outlining what needs to be communicated to whom and why. Secondly, stakeholder analysis, outlining what are their communication needs, preference, and expectation. This analysis helps to ensure that communication is tailored to the needs of the different stakeholders. Information such as how often progress reports will be shared and how stakeholders can provide feedback shall be outlined as well to provide communication frequency. Oftentimes, there are opportunities for unexpected communication barriers and risks. In that case, communication crisis plan must be prepared beforehand to let the project team know how they can communicate in case of unexpected events. Each of the project team members' roles and responsibilities uh, are also a vital part of the plan for communicating communication plan, implementing and evaluating proposals. As we walk through the component of project communication plan, let's take a look at the effective of creating a project communication plan for your projects.
Project communication plan can have a significant impact on the success of a project. A well designed communication plan helps to ensure that project stakeholders are informed, engaged, and aligned with project goals and objectives. Let's look at some ways in which an effective project communication plan can contribute to a project's success.
Firstly, it helps to ensure that communication is clear, concise, and relevant to the audience by letting the team to avoid misunderstanding, confusion, and delays. An effective communication plan ensures that the stakeholders are engaged and informed throughout the project. It boosts trust and fosters collaboration, which can improve project outcomes. By providing the framework for identifying and resolving issues as they arise, it ensures that stakeholders are informed of any issues that appropriate action is taken to address them. Effective communication is crucial to managing project risks. A well-designed communication plan helps with the stakeholder interaction and that they understood the impact of change as project progresses.
So far, you've learned some common ways of communicating during a project. Let's take that a step further by learning how to create a communication plan that will help you manage all the different kinds of communication that will happen during a project.
For high-level stakeholder, in particular, try to create a goal in a communication plan so that the team can also use it to measure the progress and update the blocker against the goal. It is always a good idea to check in with everyone to make sure communication meets their needs. Everyone absorbs information differently. Your goal as a project manager is to optimize and streamline communication. A great way to optimize your communication with everyone in the team, so make sure you set one up depending on the size of your team and the needs of your project. So that wraps up our discussion and how to effectively fill a communication plan.
To summarize, what contributes to the success or failure of a project team comes down to whether or not everyone understands what's happening and how their tasks contribute to the goals of this project. As project manager, you play a very important and big part in making sure everyone knows what their roles and responsibilities are. It's important to remember that without effective communication, the project is at a risk of missing important opportunities or even failing altogether during a project. Effective communication is always clear, honest, relevant, and frequent, but not too frequent there is such a thing as information overload. Effective communication makes it possible for your project to run on time and up to the expectations outlined in the project plan. So take full advantage of tools and techniques explained in this video tutorial. It's also important to remember that communication is not a one-time event or a one-way route. It needs to happen throughout the entire life cycle of the project and the project team and stakeholders as well. Make sure to clarify goals and client expectations, follow up on action items, and communicate delays as the project progresses. You'll now be able to create and manage a project plan and how to utilize time to prevent project failure by estimating methods and risk management, and how to effectively monitor by providing visibility and accountability to your project team. We have now come to the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial that we came up with. Now you guys know what exactly project communication management is and all the details related to it. Congratulations on finishing this video. We hope you have a better understanding about this topic and you will be able to use all the techniques mentioned in this tutorial for your future projects. We wish that all your future projects are a success. All the very best, guys, and thank you so much for your time and patience in watching this video.